You know, it wasn't that long ago that I didn't have any confidence in myself. I struggled with this ever since I was young, just believing in myself, believing that I could be somebody, believing that I could be more than just a regular person. I think a lot of people struggle with this. They struggle with trying to find that thing deep down inside them that tells them they can be great. We convince ourselves that we aren't good enough. People around us tell us we aren't good enough. Our own mothers, fathers tell us we're not good enough. Our own children tell us we're not good enough. People doubt us. That's just the way life is. I'm here to tell you right now, it doesn't matter who believes in you. There's only one person in the entire world that matters, and that's you. As long as you believe in you, that's all that matters. How can you expect someone else to believe in you if you don't even believe in yourself? So many of us are waiting and waiting. We're doing little moves. We might get consistent for a couple days, do a couple things, just hoping for somebody to hit us up and be like, hey, good job. Oh, you're doing it. But that's not always gonna happen. You don't have to wait for that recognition, because the only recognition that truly matters is self-recognition. You have to recognize in yourself that you can do this. Once you truly believe in yourself, once you move with a meaning, once you move with confidence, that's when other people will believe in you. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times you realize that your biggest supporters, you don't even know. You never even met them. It's some sort of mentality we have. We grow up with people around us. We're all in the same position, and they see other people just doing better, just making moves, trying to be bigger and better, while they sit there doing the same things every day. They can't stand it. They can't stand to see you actually pursuing your dream, because they know they never once could get the confidence in themselves to really go after their dreams. So they look at you and they laugh. They talk behind your back, even to your face, doubting you, saying you're not good enough. Why are you wasting your time doing that with that little business? At the end of the day, haters are just jealous. They wish they could do what you do. They wish they could be you. But when the haters watching, I give them something to look at. Look at me now. Look at me do this. But you know, one thing I feel like a lot of people have trouble with, I know, I struggle with at times, forgiving. Letting go of the pain and the things I went through that were out of my control. You know, it took me years to forgive my dad. There was some time where I didn't even talk to him. Like, some years passed and we didn't even talk, and I don't even think he really understood like why I didn't call him, or when he called my phone, why I never answered. Well, it's deep. Let me ask you a question. What's your oldest memory? Like, picture right now the oldest memory you have in your mind. I'm gonna share with y'all my oldest memory. Yeah. A lot of people don't remember things from when they're 2 years old, but it was just so tragic I couldn't forget it. Yeah. I was walking to the kitchen and I saw my dad standing there by the refrigerator. He was screaming, yelling. I couldn't really see what was going on, but I saw my mom pinned against the wall, crying, looking like she was scared. I saw in his hand was a big knife, a butcher knife. And I got scared, and I didn't know if he was gonna kill her or kill me. I didn't know what was going on. So I went and grabbed my brother, who was an infant. He was probably a couple months old, and I brought him into the room, into the closet. There was a laundry basket, and we got in the bottom of it, and I put some covers on top of us to cover us up, and I hid because I didn't know if we were gonna die that night. I carried this memory with me my whole life. I ain't gonna lie, it affected me. I can still hear him now saying, I'm gonna kill you. I didn't really understand what killing was, to be honest with you. I'll tell y'all more about some of the experiences that I went through, but I'll tell you what, I never forgot that. And as I got older, I always held that and so many other things against my dad that I couldn't forgive him. I couldn't really forgive anybody, because honestly, the concept of forgiveness was so hard to comprehend when I couldn't even forgive my own father. I'm sure a lot of y'all listening right now have trouble forgiving. But you gotta realize, when you hold on to a grudge, you're holding on to a piece of the past. And the more you hold on to the past, the harder it is to move on to the future. If you can't move on to the future, you're just stuck in the past. You're just sitting still, looking backwards, and you don't even know how to look forwards. And if you're not looking forwards, how do you expect your life to get better? How do you expect to excel in life when the only thing you're worried about is what happened in the past? You see, it took me a long time to forgive my dad. But when I finally realized that I was holding on to the past, I made a decision. I called him one day, and I told him about all the things that he did to me. And to be honest with you, he didn't even remember some of that shit. He didn't realize that it affected me the way it did. And when he finally apologized to me, and I was able to put it into the past, my life changed, like drastically ever since. Drastically. See, I lived my life in a shell. That was the only way I could protect myself from anything that was coming. I shelled up, I didn't let nobody in, I didn't let people close to me. They was just the way I cope with things. So I realized sometimes our life is like a butterfly's life. They start off as a caterpillar and they crawl close to the ground. But eventually when they finally get ready to break out of it, they go up, they climb on a branch, and they go into a cocoon. They go into that shell. And during that shell is the transition of life. That's when they come from a caterpillar to something beautiful like a butterfly. And that's what I had to do. I had to break out of my shell and finally be who I truly am. And ever since that transformation, life has been amazing. It's been great. I'm happy. I'm in love with myself. I'm in love with my life. And I never felt this good before. I'm sure a lot of you right now are still in your cocoon, still in that transformation, trying to become that butterfly. But don't let life hold you back. Life has this way of just gripping you and holding you back. We do it in our own mind, we doubt ourselves, but realize there's greatness in you. There's greatness in every single one of you, and no one can tell you differently. Break out of that shell. Break out of that cocoon. Have forgiveness. Forgive the people that hurt you in the past. And if not for them, but for yourself. And trust me, your life will change.